Welcome everybody to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Angel Beats episode 9. Took a little bit of a break to get everything in order and change some things up with the channel, but we're going to get right into Angel Beats. Last episode we left off with all of Angel's duplicates coming together with a new malice found from the programming that Yuri was messing with. Now all of the hatred and the killing instinct has collected and congealed into one evil angel, and we're gonna see how that affects what's going to happen next and what's going to happen in the story. Make sure you guys like this video. Check out our previous Angel Beats reactions. We got a bunch. We got a bunch of things on the channel at this point. We're recording this way in advance, so we don't know what's up there at this point. But we hope you guys enjoy this reaction. We're going to get right into it. Angel Beats episode 9. Let's go right now. Okay, turn up the opening a little bit. Squeaky chair. When you're trying to vibe, but the squeaky chair is fucking up your groove. I wonder what's going to happen with Yuri by the end of the series. I like the opening changes. I think you mentioned that in a previous episode, how little images are distorted, but it changes with each episode.
I didn't notice it changed with each episode.
Oh, you just noticed that one change?
With the first two episodes, were just stuff from the first episode or two, so that it wouldn't spoil anything, which is really nice. Because all of the other images are non-spoilery, in that they're just the characters doing unrelated things.
Mm-hmm. Durara, I told you this before, but Durara is really good with that because it does the preview or the recap from the previous episode. Well,
he's really fucked up about it.
I mean, he really likes her.
I know.
He asked her out in last episode or the one before.
Hey, she has a squeaky chair too. Where did you come up with that exact statistic?
I don't know, but maybe there's just 100 of them, but it seems like there would be way more. Making fun of the English from the one character who only speaks English.
No, you're stupid. From when he got in the train crash?
Oh shit. Oh, fuck. Jesus, I was not expecting this at all. Is this a dream? This is awesome. I wasn't expecting this at all. This is really cool and crazy. Oh. Just a fucking cave-in? Jesus, what are the fucking odds of that?
No, sorry.
You gotta get out of the tunnel. Well, he seems mostly fine, better than anyone else. He should probably get out of the fucking tunnel and get some service. Mm-hmm. Unless there's a line a phone line in the fucking tunnel somehow.
No, I think they're just getting everyone off the train.
Oh, true.
And since he's a medical student...
He should probably stay and help people out. Yeah, true. Oh, that's awesome! I was not expecting this. This is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Music's dope.
Someone else should go, too.
Are they caved in on both sides? I guess not. He's going that way. But how far does it go?
There's gonna be something.
Something. Was he gonna be attacked by a monster? What could possibly happen? Hit by another train? Oh, shit.
They're gonna fucking...
starve. Or, like, die of thirst.
Or there's gonna be like a gas leak or...
Yeah.
something.
Internal bleeding, maybe? Maybe he got really fucked up and didn't know it? Or was he impaled? Oh, shit! Internal bleeding. He's hemorrhaging. Oh, fuck. That's how he died? Well, they're gonna know that something bad happened. It's just about waiting for help to come.
Yeah.
Because the train's not gonna be there. Guy looks like he's from Digimon. Okay, dude. You gonna try grabbing for power? Like, what?
Someone... how many days?
One drink of water per fucking day. He really should not be moving around. Really? Oh my fucking god. Oh no. Well, now we won't, you fucking idiot.
And neither will he.
I thought he said I'll spit out my share for you. Oh no. Shit, it's over.
How has it been so long?
Yeah, I feel like how long would it take? Maybe 3 days max for some sort of response.
Even if it's just getting a small hole and giving them food and water, like...
Yeah. or people finding them. Like,
yeah.
It's a track. There's only one, like... She said she wished she had a donor? Did he give something to her? I wish I knew what that said, so I know which ones he's crossing out, but...
It's weird he wouldn't have done that, like...
It's funny...
None of them had signed it?
No. That's kind of interesting. Is that a Japanese thing, that they all have those, and it's just, you sign it whenever you think you're gonna die? I need to look into that. Because they all have it. Is he already dead? That's the last act. Oh my god! Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, dude.
That's brutal. But so stupid because you would have
That's
heard them
dumb.
long before that.
If he only heard that they were coming, he would have been able to hold on for like a little bit longer. Jesus. Fuck. I give up all the Kanades. Oh, she made it. All the cute anime girls I would give for just one living Otonashi. They're just all so dumb. Oh. That's so interesting. Wow. Whoa. True. Because he's not fully fulfilled unless he's helping others. So. Since he knows that other people are gonna suffer if he leaves, he can't leave even if he feels at peace. What'll happen when it's over? Okay, so I don't know where to start with that one. This show is really surprising me with where it's taking everything, and well, yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we knew it was going this direction, kind of, but like not like this. I definitely wasn't expecting everything that happened to Otonashi in the background.
Yeah, it was definitely like a different turn from what we thought, because we were like, oh yeah, this, like, in an instant, all he was working towards was done. But that's not the case.
Not quite.
He actually, like, helped save, like, like, they probably would have all died, without him.
Like, he raised their spirits, and obviously he had first aid knowledge, and, like, if someone was injured, he knew how to help them out so they won't bleed to death, although, obviously, one guy didn't make it, but...
Yeah, and he, like, sacrificed, like, his water because that one shithead was stealing the water. Which I don't understand, because that guy was like, we're all gonna die anyway. Well...
He just panicked.
Yeah,
just
I guess.
Panicked. Like, I thought that, too, when I was like, the guy was like, oh, so you're the leader now. I think it was that guy, but it might have been the guy in the blue hat who looks like, I forget his name. His name's Matt Matt's little brother. TK, I think, is his English name in Digimon. He looks like a grown-up version of him. Maybe I'll put an image up. But I think somebody was like, oh, so who made you the leader? And then I was like, fuck you, dude. And then I'm just like, well,
yeah,
emotions are a little high right now. So, it makes sense. And you got to remember, like, this is a panic. Like, imagine if you were trapped and thought you were going to fucking die.
Yeah.
Also, where was that guy running? He was running towards the cave-in with the train. He wasn't even running back where he might have thought that there was space. He was just running towards a wall, like 10 feet away from him.
Yeah, kind of weird, but
I don't know what his plan was.
What was crazy to me, I mean, this is completely unrelated to the story, but why would it take 7 days?
That's a long time.
That's a long, like, I mean... I don't know. I just know that if, like, especially since it's a train setup, so it's not like a mine shaft or something where they're like so far under the ground.
I mean, maybe it took a long time to dig through the ground, but like not 3+ days. Like they would have known immediately if the train was like, because I'm pretty sure they can contact the train conductor, right? Like when it's on the track, or if not, they would know within minutes of the train being like, oh, the train's a half hour late, maybe we should send somebody.
Or the next train coming through and they can't get through because there's a huge
cave
block. Either way, like, you know, the train's going this way, either the next train behind it or the train going the other way. They would know exactly where they were. But they would know
even before that, unless that came before the train was supposed to. Yeah. Like, they would know within an hour. Or maybe 5 hours maximum, whether or not that was caved in. But another thing is we don't know Japanese geography that well, and where this train was. You would expect, like, it doesn't look like the bullet train. Like, it doesn't look like, because I'm pretty sure that's above ground when you take the bullet train to like different cities, and it's like a terrestrial thing. Like, this is underground in a tunnel. Maybe it was like through a mountain or something. I forget, like, we saw the train a few episodes, but it's been like a week since we watched the show. We could go back and check, but maybe there's a reason to that where they couldn't get the machinery up there, or it took a long time to, like, get through the ground. There's probably a reasonable explanation. But if it's, like, they're in a city, and they were just taking the subway, and then the thing it caved in, they would know within half an hour that there was something amiss, and they'd be able to get through. Not a week, like, even 3 days, 4 days, a week, like 7 days.
I mean, maybe this is the wrong thing for us to be picking apart, but it seems like, I don't know, I just can't help but talk about it. It's like 7 days is a long time, and like, even in a situation like that, if they can't be like rescued out within 7 days, even if it took longer than 7 days, I wouldn't be surprised. But for them to not even have any type of contact, like they couldn't get even like a small line through. That they could send some water or send some food. I don't know.
It doesn't cheapen the story, at least for me. Like, it doesn't reduce the impact. And I don't even know if I need an explanation. I'm sure that there is some reasonable explanation for why it would take that long. I'm willing to give the show that credit. It's we're just talking about this, but it's not a big deal, at least for me. Like, it doesn't lessen the impact of what happened. And it's honestly, I can go with it. Even if he did die seconds before it came through, I'm willing to go with it. It's not, it doesn't fuck it up for us.
No. One thing that I don't understand is the organ donation card. That's very weird. That must be something in Japan. But I just find it crazy how every single person in there just had it, and none of them had filled it out at that point. Here in Canada, when you get your driver's license, they like ask you, they give you this thing and you fill it out like yes or no, and you put it in the mail, and then they have it on record forever. And I mean, I guess you can change it. I don't know how.
So. I'm just looking at it. Yeah, it's not the same, obviously, in Japan. You have to in Canada, you have to sign up explicitly, and I think in the U.S. as well. You get a different card. Like, it's very different. But I'm just looking. I just went to it. We don't know. But I'm just going from what the anime is showing us. It says Public Health Insurance Identification Card, Otonashi Yuzuru. So I think that this is like your care card. Like, you have a public health card. Yeah. That identifies you in the healthcare system, and then on the back there is like for this specific situation, I think, or something like this, where you're on your deathbed and you can choose, now that I'm dying and I have a new sense of, like, I don't know, a new perspective. I'm enlightened by the fact that I'm going to die and my life might be meaningless. I can flip it over. If I have a pen, I can circle, please use my body for some sort of good.
It seems weird, though. It seems like people are probably supposed to fill it out, like, when they get it.
I'm sure there's a bunch of shit. There's a bunch of shit we don't know. I'm just going off of what we have here. I'm sure they have a similar system where you can sign up for it far in advance and have it on record. But in this case, I think that, from what I'm understanding, it's on the back of everybody's card. Mm-hmm. You have to have the care card, and also on the back there's an extra thing of a panic button of please elect, if you're about to die, that you can do this. Like, I think that's a good system. I think that should be implemented everywhere. That seems really good.
Yeah, but what if you don't have that on you when you die and they don't have it in the
system? Then too bad.
System?
Like, no, but you can, for example, we don't, this is kind of a dumb conversation because this information is a Google search away, but we're just doing this in an anime reaction. I think it would be good if you could do it both ways. You could sign up when you get your driver's license or whatever, and have that on the back of everyone's care card just in case. I think that would be a good thing. I don't know.
I'm just of the opinion that it should be an opt-out, not an opt-in. Like, you
should
should automatically
have your organs harvested?
Yeah, unless you say that you don't want to for either religious or personal or whatever. I don't know. I think that's how it should be. I
think that's kind of fucked up. I think that's a hard line to tread, and this has nothing to do with it. That's a rough... I'll just make this point and then we'll move on. That's a rough line to walk when you're, like, the government automatically has the rights to your flesh.
Yeah, if you die...
It doesn't matter, but, like, it seems kind of weird for, this organization... If you're born into its borders, then it automatically has the rights to harvest your body after you die, despite what you might think. As long as you didn't fill out this paperwork, then they have the right to do that. It seems kind of fucked up, don't you think?
No. I don't know. That's just me. I think once you're dead, and if you can, like, help someone else out, like his sister, like, she would have had...
That's not what I'm arguing, though. That's not what I'm arguing at all. But... whatever, that has nothing to do with what's going on. I don't know. That's a lot of time to spend on organ donation, but it's weird for an anime to touch on that subject anyway. So I don't know. What else can we talk about here? Oh, like all the we could talk about the actual story. That might be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Was there anything you wanted to say about that off the top of your head?
I guess it's interesting to sort of note that, like, actually, the train thing really helped this a lot. It shows what, like, a selfless person he is to such an extreme level. And I think that really helps show why he didn't disappear. Mm-hmm. Because they took it to such an extreme that he literally died.
Saving people.
For
he sacrificed
other people.
Himself.
And the only reason he actually let go in his real life, I don't know if you sort of noticed this, was because his friend guy, I forget what that guy's name was, said, like, you saved us all, like, thank you for saving us. And then he died. I
thought he died before that.
I thought he died sort of like, I don't know, can we check it again?
Maybe he was just, well, actually, how would he hear that? We're kind of viewing it through his perspective. I can do it. We're gonna bump the mic. He signed it, and then the guy's talking after, see, you can't see his eyes.
Maybe he did.
He's giving this whole speech. But maybe he's not. Maybe he's, like, fading out because it seemed like when the light came in...
when he dropped the thing is when he died,
Maybe. I feel like that was just a punctuation on the scene, but it's not showing him this whole time.
Yeah, maybe he was
So
dead.
It's possible he's dead. Hang on, I just want to rewatch this. Yeah, see, everyone has the card. Mm-hmm. I think it's just literally what we were talking about. Yeah, and then you can see he kind of has the dead eyes here.
Yeah, I guess
and
you're right.
And his lips are, like, all chapped and everything, which was before, but... His mouth's slightly open. It's kind of tragic that he didn't get to experience that whole thing. Well, actually, then that actually
even makes more sense, even than what I was saying, was part of the reason that he went there, maybe, and, like, why he still can't.
Because if
he had heard that, he would have been satisfied.
He would have been fulfilled a little bit, and then it would have been fine. But all he did was, like, all right, checking this box, checking out, and then he's gone. So, yeah. But if he doesn't know that, then that's really interesting, I guess.
It's sort of interesting that they gave us, like,
that little bit of insight
bit after he was already dead and wouldn't have known.
Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. It's really cool how they wrote that like, yeah, he literally and it's actually really interesting that it gives purpose to why we got that exposition dump early in the series of Yuri's backstory.
Yeah.
Because that gives him a reason not to leave. But, like, it happened so early that no matter what happened after that, if he learned, then it would have been, I can't go. Because he literally can't be satisfied unless other people are okay. And if he can do something about it, and he can, he can't be at peace.
Yeah.
Which is what is
and I think he knows that she's going to be the hardest to
because she has
fulfill.
The craziest fucking trauma in the whole show for sure.
So I think he's like part of the reason of like, okay, Angel, you're gonna distract her so that during them fighting you and this and that and things going back to normal, more people will open up to me and I'll be able to help them.
Yeah, because Yuri is so fucked up that, like, she can't exist without something to lash out against. Like, she, like, could just imagine being put in her shoes and having that happen to you. Like, she is beyond fucked in the head at this point. Like, and totally understandably. Like, that would be insane. And we still don't know
how she even died.
We don't?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought they killed her when the cops were, like, bearing down on them.
Oh, I thought she, like, survived.
I guess she is older. If
She's
she died
old,
then she would have been a kid.
And she said, like, she didn't kill herself. None of them did. Isn't that her who said that?
Yeah.
So...
Do we not know? I guess that just totally slipped my mind.
Maybe I don't think that we know how she actually died. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't think you are. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, that wouldn't make sense if she died when she was a little kid and now she's in this high school story, unless that's what happened. But yeah, I guess we don't know how she died.
And I'm like almost 100% sure because we already know how the singer girl died, and she would have no reason to say the line like, "I didn't kill myself. No one here did."
Mm-hmm.
So it must have been her saying that, which would mean that she died of something else later.
Maybe we'll go back and look at those episodes afterwards, but yeah, that's interesting. I suppose I was while we were watching, I was thinking of how similar this is to Anohana, how, like, I don't know, it's all about putting these, like, disturbed souls at rest, except everyone is Menma. Literally. Well, I guess in that show, it's like about
them being able to move on with their lives.
Yeah. So it's very similar in that way.
Yeah, actually, I would say, like, Angel is, like, almost Menma. She just
but it's backwards, kind of. It's like they're all dead and need to be put to rest. Well, in a weird way. There's a lot of different parallels.
Instead of, like, being dead, it's like she's like...
Well, spoilers for Anohana, right? Are you going to spoil it?
Yeah.
Okay, if you haven't seen Anohana, fuck this anime discussion. Don't watch this. Go watch Anohana instead. Cause especially if you like this show and you haven't seen that one, you're definitely gonna love Anohana if you like this show. So click off literally right now if you are interested in that whatsoever, because you should be. Yeah. Okay,
so I don't know. I think she is like Menma in the way that she's like this other thing at this point. Like, she is just like looking for something for herself, but also just wants them to all, like, most of all, just wants them to all be happy and, like, go on and, like, do new things. Yeah. And, like, have a better childhood than they did.
Yeah, exactly. And that was really cool. That was a really fucking good explanation for this whole thing, because I'm glad we just posted episode 1 by the time we're recording this a few days ago, and I'm really proud that we weren't spoiled of anything regarding, because the whole time I'm saying, like, so this is high school, so class is in session? Are these NPCs? Are they real? What the fuck is the point of this? Like, if I was dead, I would, and I said this in previous episodes that we haven't posted yet as well, but if I was dead and I was living in this fantasy world where I get to do whatever I want, I would not be fucking sitting in classes all day. That'd be so dumb. Why? Like, there are guns and shit. There's a bunch of cool shit I could be doing that's not, like, calculus. Like, fuck that. But it turns out it's all a setup so that they could have experience what they didn't get to experience, and that's the commonality amongst all of them. So it's a good reveal, and it's a good way to, it's a good excuse for the setting, which is very marketable for anime, but it also makes sense within the context of the story. So it works both ways, and that's really cool.
Yeah, I think whenever we were talking about that, I said, like, she wants them to, like, do stuff and, like, join clubs and be a part of things to, like, find fulfillment and find their interests and, like, what they want to live for in a weird way that they get to actually die once they find that. But, so I think I was kind of on track.
Yeah, I think you were.
With that whole thing. We just weren't, like, 100% clear
on, like,
on
why?
her and why. But the setup, I think, sort of made sense.
But it seems confirmed that she is a part of this world. She is, like, an angel of death for this school, in a way. She's not, like, someone else who is trapped here but has been given, like, a different task or is doing something different. Okay. She seems to be a part of this whole setup.
Yeah, and I feel, like, and he's, like, talking about, like, once this is all over, and then he's, like, once this is all over.
Yeah, and then, but I like her.
Yeah, it's, you can tell that they're fucking setting us up for a straight up, like, she's gonna, like, have to stay there still.
And he's gonna move on.
He's gonna have to leave.
Yeah, obviously. Very clear foreshadowing.
I'm just saying right now, if they make him stay there with her, then that's bullshit, and I don't like it.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like he is gonna have to leave, and she's gonna stay
leave.
there. But if they do something different, I wouldn't be mad, as long as they did it well.
Yeah, I guess if they did it well.
Well, I mean...
I'd still maybe be mad.
If they did it well, I'd still be fucking mad. You know what? Like, of course, if they did it shitty, you'd be mad. And if they did it well, you'd be happy. Okay. Anything else is kind of a long discussion, but... whatever.
Yeah, I guess I feel like we got kind of... This episode wasn't a lot of the main story, but they were talking about, they were like, oh, what if we, like, get rid of Angel's computer and, like, this and that.
That was all, like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, that's all what's gonna happen, but they still don't know that she's woken up. And well, they do know now, I guess, that the student council thing, but they think she's evil again.
That's fine.
So they're gonna probably be breaking into her computer and fucking with her.
Yeah, but they threw that out as a possibility. Like, they were like, that's dumb. Like, let's not do that. So I don't think that that's gonna be part of it, but we'll see. And she's student, so it's basically back to normal, but sort of recontextualized. Now Otanashi is fully aware of who he is and his memories. He's got his memories back. He's not, like, following along randomly and bumbling through shit, like, trying to figure things out. He knows what he has to do. He knows who he is. And so now, even though we're going back to where it was at the beginning, there's completely different stakes involved. And now we also know what the stakes are completely. So now it's, like, set up, completely done. That we're about to get to, like, the fucking meat and, like, actually we're on the same level. Now there's no more, like, exposition of this is that or this is how these things are happening or this is why this person's doing this thing. We know everybody. Everything, the stage is completely set. Now we get to see the climax and the conclusion of the story.
I was also gonna say, it's interesting how, like, he has, like, so accepted, like, he's like, I know that feeling now of, like, letting go, except he can't.
Yeah.
But he, like, knows how it feels to be completely at peace with what was in the past. Uh-huh. And he's like, why was I trying to stop this from happening to my friends? Mm-hmm. Like, when he's like, if me and what's her name,
Yuri?
No,
that girl?
No, the other pink-haired girl.
Yeah, Yui.
Yeah, he's like, if me and Yui hadn't been such pieces of shit during that baseball game...
Yeah, Hinata would have been
He would have been at peace, and he would have been happy.
Yeah.
And not, like... I don't think he's, like, too bent out of shape about it, but he's just like... Damn. Mm-hmm. Like, will he get that chance again?
Yeah.
I have to make that right.
Because then that's also funny that it happened to him, like the exact same thing that happened to him in his real life happened again in here. And it makes sense. Before it was like, oh, so the exact same setup. What a coincidence. Yeah, what a coincidence. The world is setting up that for him so that he can be at peace. So that's cool. But yeah, then I guess that this discussion might get a little longer if I get into this. But that's like, that's a theme throughout the whole story. And that's kind of what I don't like about, or why I find characters like Yuri normally, I talked about this in a previous episode, annoying, or I don't really like them, like Chloe from Life is Strange, etc. Because they're like the epitome of toxic friend, of like, if and I don't know if anyone out there has had this kind of friend in real life. I've definitely had a few where they sort of like you're sort of in this group of people who are you're all friends and you all feel I don't know. When I was like one of the emo kids in high school. So I know how this feels to be like, "Oh, fuck the establishment. Fuck all these normies out here. They don't know the truth. They don't know what life really means, all this shit." Like you feel like you there's a self-importance and you feel like you know more than other people and you feel like engaging in these things that will make you happy is like a poison to this sort of sense of awakeness that you have about the world around you. It'll like poison the perspective you have, and that perspective is what makes you different. In reality, doing things that makes you happy or makes you fulfilled or moves you forward as a person isn't going to lessen your whatever fucking sense of superiority. It'll give you a new sense of peace and let you experience life in a real way that's not predicated on whatever tearing things down or making people feel like shit for liking something or whatever. Like the fact like that's what this group kind of does. I feel I lost my train of thought kind of with where I was going with this.
You talked
about
like toxic friends before.
I guess I kind of said it, but it's just sort of that's interesting that Otonashi sort of woke up to that, because that's an interesting thing when you're in these kind of friend groups or have these toxic friends where they're like they might not necessarily be like, "Oh, you like this thing? That's fucking stupid. That's for normies or that's for stupid people." Once you realize that there's something outside of this cynicism and you try to sort of experience more of life, then you can kind of look back at this thing where people are just, "Oh, we gotta not be like everyone else and we gotta do all this shit." If you actually focus on what's important, then you can see how silly that kind of perspective is, and that's where these guys are right now. And Otonashi is sort of stepped outside of that and is looking back like, "Oh, they think that they're above everyone, or they think that they're doing something different, or at least Yuri is, but really they're just holding themselves back from experiencing what life is really about." It's kind of a convoluted way of saying what I was trying to say. But yeah, so that's really interesting, and it goes back to the kind of things we were talking about early in the series of they're trapped in this high school, they don't want to move on, they don't want to be useless, they don't want to be reborn as a barnacle, aka like cubicle office worker who doesn't contribute to anything of importance. You know, there's more to life than fighting against what you think the system is. It's all about being fulfilled and finding peace in your life, and you can't find that if you're focused on just trying to be better than people because you think that you're smarter or edgy. So yeah, interesting that the show's going with that kind of theme. I really think it's cool, and I really like that they're handling it in a really cool and interesting way, and that Otonashi is hopefully going to take that to a different level. Anything else you want to say in this almost hour-long reaction?
I don't know, I feel like we're getting very, like, deep with our reactions lately.
Yeah.
Yesterday with Tower of God.
Tower of God episode 6, we got, like, crazy deep. Anything else you want to say?
I don't know.
Pretty much good?
I agree with you with the whole, like, being edgy for kind of the sake of being edgy, being afraid that you'll lose some kind of, like, superiority and no understanding of, like, the world is such a cruel place.
Yeah.
Because you're so focused on, like, the world is shit, everyone's shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be happy because why should I be happy? And even if, like, some crappy stuff happened to you, I think, like, a lot of people get caught up in that cycle of, like, what you focus on is sort of what you get, and like, if you're not going to be open to new things, then, like, the world is going to keep seeming that way to you.
Yeah.
And some people like I don't know, it's really hard, especially, like, if you're depressed or whatever, it's really hard to get out of that because part of you likes feeling that way.
Yeah.
In a weird fucked up way. It's like part of you, it's easy to stay like that. Yeah. It's the easy thing to do.
And it's easy to blame, like, you know, the world for anything that you're not doing, like blaming the world for holding you back when really you're just using that as an excuse so that you don't have to take the blame yourself for that lack of forward progress in your life. Yeah. So And I don't think that we're, like, shooting in the dark that this show is tackling that kind of thing. I think that it is, in a way... not even in a way. I think that that's what the story is actually about. With and that's why they set it in a high school, other than, obviously, the marketability thing. But, like, you know, there's purpose to the reason that everything is lining up the way it is. And I think it's telling this kind of story where people are hurt, they're depressed, they don't know... if they're afraid of moving on because it'll be letting go of the person that they think they are, when really what they're doing has nothing to do with who they are and what they need to do in order what they need to do in order to move forward is to let go of their trauma and their sadness and everything, and sort of be at peace. And,
I don't even necessarily, like, we keep saying let it go, but that's not to say, like, forget about it or not acknowledge it, but just be at peace with it and understand, like, that's a part of them, but that doesn't need to be the entire, it doesn't need to be their world.
Yeah. I think that's good for a reaction for this one episode. Maybe we won't finish the series in this session. Maybe we will. I'm really liking it. But
I want to wrap it up before we get spoiled inevitably.
True. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next episode of Angel Beats. Finally. Hope you guys like the discussion. Hope you guys like the video. Check out our previous Angel Beats reactions. Check out our Kaguya stuff and our Naruto stuff and all the other shit that we got going on. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
See you in the next one. Bye-bye.